morning, everyone. It's Smiles Behind Lupus. It's Tony kind of prim and proper. It is cold. It is 49 degrees, Lord, in Florida. It's like 9:45. Headed to go get my last bag of antibiotics. Yes, Lord. Speaking and believing that there wouldn't be no more antibiotics after today. None. Period. So I'm super excited. I'm so tired. I tossed and turned a lot last night. Chest still was really bothering me. So we've been like really busy trying to, entertain my husband's daughter and the grandkids. I have a video that was like a rant video. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna put it out. I'm just really thinking about it, if I want to expose that or not, but we'll see. But yeah, we've been, doing a lot with them. Seems like we went to the grocery store every day. So I know today we have to go back to get the stuff for Thanksgiving. Because we tried to wait till, today, so, we wouldn't take up so much space in the fridge. So we're going to go and get all the items for that today. We're going to go to Old Time Pottery. They have the Christmas tree. I was going to go to Big Lots because Walmart was out of stock on the one that I wanted. Big Lots had the same tree for, I think the one at Walmart was like $135. So Big Lots had the tree for $105. But Old Time Pottery has it for, I want to say it's like $60. It's like a big difference. So I told him, I was like, we need to go get this tree ASAP. So we're going to try to get out today and get all of that done. I'll have some DIYs. I'm going to do some, stuff with the grandkids so they can be exposed because they haven't had the best, upbringing and stuff. So I want to try to create memories, with them. Do something different because we're exposing them just in this short amount of time to a lot of stuff that they don't even get to do. And sad, but that's life. So my husband's other daughter that's in West Palm Beach, she should be coming in also. I don't know the date, but she's coming for Thanksgiving. So I told him we need to find out today so we can rearrange some, room situations. And I can get stuff cleaned in that area that she's going to sleep in. The grandkids, more than likely. Because right now we have 2 guest beds. And we have a pull-out sofa in our family room. And we have blow-up mattresses. So the grandkids, will be on the blow-up mattresses. So I want to, do you guys have an issue when someone's not used to things? Like my husband's telling, the youngest grandchild, hey, we don't do that. We don't touch the furniture. Him running around, just getting finished eating or going outside. And you know how kids will just touch the back of your sofa. And then we really don't even sit in our living room. It's not a formal living room, but we always spend our time in the family room. So I want that furniture to last. I'm not one of those people to say, how your grandma and them used to have the plastic over the furniture. No, I don't want a formal living room to that extent, but I do want my stuff to last. And so really the only time we sit there is if we have a coaches meeting and we have people, more than 3 people coming over that can't fit on our, because the living room is a sectional. But they'll just flop down after they eat and just watch the TV, which is fine. But my husband was Saturday he called, he was like, I need for you to hide the remotes. I was like, what? He was like, because they just sit and think that they're supposed to just chill in the living room and we got a family room. No, they're getting stuff dirty, and no. So I had to go hide it. And then at lunchtime she's like, where? His daughter's like, oh, do you want to watch TV? Talking to her son. And he's like, yeah. She's like, oh, I don't know where the remotes. And I just had to stand there I didn't know where the remotes were. Because my husband will tell them, no, you're not sitting here. It's a lot that's happened since they've been here, and I ain't even try to go there because I kind of have like a chip on my shoulder about some stuff. So I just be like, that you handle that. Like, I ain't got time for it. So I went in the room because I think it was Saturday morning. I left to go to get my IV bag, and I knocked on, the room that the daughter was in. And when I do a house tour, you'll get to see what I mean, because it has like one of those pocket doors, and you go through, it's like a little, almost like a mini, like it could be an apartment area. It has a little hallway, there's the bathroom, and then the room is separate. So I knock on the door, she's like, oh, come in. So I was just telling her, hey, I'm leaving, I'll be back in like 30 minutes. When I tell you the funk hit my nose, and we just had a conversation like, no, women need to take baths. I don't know if it's funky socks, funky clothes, I don't know, but we don't do that here. And I told my husband, I was like, so I gotta go get some more air fresheners, because that's the guest bathroom for everyone. But that funk from that room, I'm like, no, I work too hard to keep the house clean, and whew, y'all, I'm really feel like I certain things I just don't do at my house, and so I'm kind of like, 38 hot about that. So I gotta go get a different air freshener or something to put on that side of the room. And it's just like she's country, can't help where you were raised, but it's just she's loud, and my husband's like, nobody wants a loud, woman. Like, you need to calm down, take it down a notch. It's just a lot, like, and I get it, but it's just kind of frustrating, because we had a track meeting and everybody went, and apparently she smoked cigarettes, and I didn't know that till yesterday. And she was like, oh, that spray that you had in the closet, it smells so good. And at first I didn't know what she was talking about, and I thought about it. She's like, so I took it and it's in my purse, so I could spray down, like if I had to go, smoke a cigarette. And I was like, well, that's, our other granddaughter that came this year for spring break, it was like a Bath and Body Works or something spray. So I'm like, that stuff isn't cheap. I was like, that's, I called her name. I said, that's her stuff, because her jacket is in there that she left. And she just was like, I'm just like, how do you go put some body spray in your purse, but don't ask, can you put it in your purse? It's in the closet, because if I wanted you to have it as a guest, it would have been in the basket of guest stuff that's in the bathroom. That's the stuff I don't like. That just really ticked me off. So she was like, oh, I want some Krispy Kremes. I hope the hot light's on. So I went through, and the light wasn't on. So I was like, oh, so do you want some? She's like, no, I really don't have the money. And I guess she thought your girl was finna, no, I'm not finna pay nothing else for y'all. And there's a reason behind it, and I'll have to figure out if I'm gonna say the reason probably when they leave. I don't know yet. But I nicely went on past the drive-thru, like, well, one day you'll get them donuts. You'll save up enough change to get them donuts, but I'm not finna buy them for you. No. And she'd be like, oh, well, is there such and such in here? This is what the kid. My husband's like, look, if you want certain things for your kids that we didn't purchase, you can buy it. Because I know you get some yamps. Cold word. So don't try to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that stuff like that is like you're being really ungrateful. And we're trying to help and, have certain snacks in the house. And, just telling the kids, hey, you need to sit down when you eat. Hey, you need just basic stuff that a child should have already known. They don't know. So my husband, when I say he don't play, he does not play. The little one had hit his sister, who's about to be 15, and they were running. And she's like, you better not hit my baby. He's telling that to the daughter. I was like, but didn't he just hit her? And he's slamming doors, and my husband about came unglued. And she was like, oh God, don't whoop my child. I'm thinking to myself, well, you know what? You need to get up and whoop your child for them running in somebody else's house, because you ain't got two nickels to rub together to replace not nothing in here. You hear me? I said, man. I said, well, my husband's like, well, you better get your child. But he told him. I was like, man, you gonna get on somewhere. He 8. He old enough to know you ain't supposed to run in nobody's house. And he's standing up. I said, when you at your other grandma's house that raised him, I know she don't let you just stand up, with your knees in the chair when you eat. No. Okay, so what you think you gonna do with here? And he's like, I don't like vegetables. He a meat eater, so I can honestly say he gets that from my husband. But I said, we eat vegetables in this house. I said, I have to do you just like my mom did us, when we were little. Whether it's whatever beans or whatever vegetables we're eating, you gonna get the number of how old you are. Like if it's some, black eyed peas you ate, you can eat black eyed peas, and you finna eat them 8 black eyed peas, period. So yeah, they probably won't never want to come back to which whatever. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings, but I just can't deal with kids just don't got no home training like that. Like I don't. It just really bothers me. And she's like, my allergies, are always really, really bad. And she was like, I have noticed I'm not sneezing or anything, when I'm here. She was like, I was looking, there ain't no dust or nothing. I'm like, why would you want dust in your place? Like, yeah, I'm not saying people's house don't have to have dust, but if you clean your house like you're supposed to and wiping walls down, you shouldn't have no problem with necessarily breathing, not from that aspect, in my opinion. But I'm just like, really? And then knowing that you smoke, well, that's why your allergies is messed up, and it's another reason why your allergies messed up. It ain't gonna go there. But stuff like that just is like, because I remember going to her apartment and it always smelled like smoke, but it's kind of like, you in the hood kind of thing. So I just didn't know, like I said, I didn't know she smoked. I just thought, sometimes if someone else is in an apartment that smokes and it goes through the air vent. So that's what I really was thinking that was. And I'm thinking to myself, so you smoke, but your kid, like the little one, he has allergies so bad. Like he probably needs to be on allergy shots. That's how bad they are. And I'm thinking to myself, if he was exposed to that all the time, anybody will have bad allergies. So just pray for me, y'all. Like, I don't mind helping, but when you try to take, our kindness for weakness and you do foul stuff, I don't care if you were our child, our mama, daddy, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be ready to, like, dismiss you, period. And I really had to pray and ask God to help me with the situation that happened. And it took a lot, like, and that's why I said I don't know if I'm gonna even release that video, because when I did it I was so angry and frustrated. But I refuse to let somebody get me in that type of head space. But it's like certain things you don't do to a family, especially not a parent, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't snoop. That ain't something you do, you know what I'm saying, to suffice your habits of life. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. You can kind of read between the lines. And me and my husband had to just stop, because we both was 38 hot about some stuff, and we just had to pray about it. We came up with a solution, but we kind of know now you cut off, you know what I'm saying? And even with our grandkids, the oldest, she, like I said, will be 15. It's some stuff like, I was like, oh, well, her birthday's on the 7th, and I said maybe we should do something, for her. And he was like, she ungrateful too. And I was like, yeah, you right, because we had some awards on the floor in the van, or actually they were on the chair, and I guess they put them on the floor, that we're having, handing out to sponsors. And I'm driving and I hear like this loud crack, and I'm like, well, dog, what is that? And I look back, she has turned, you turn your body towards the door, so we're in the van, and like she has her head laying on the seat like she's, you know, tired or whatever right after church. And you would think she would have said, hey, I didn't know those were down there, or, you know, I just broke this award frame, you know, or was it already broken? No, she ain't saying nothing. It's a Dollar Tree frame, but it's the point that you can't even open your mouth to say, I apologize that I think I just broke this, or oh my goodness, look what happened, kind of thing. So stuff like that, and you way old enough to know better. So after I told him, he's like, yeah, we ain't finna do nothing. No. Because at certain time points, you know, you don't have to be like who you are, but you just like, you know, your mama, and I ain't got time for that mess. So leave me a comment below if you guys think that I'm, you know, being wrong, you know, or too strict, or whatever the case may be. But we just don't, we work hard for the stuff that we have, you know, and for people to just come and do that type of stuff, it's just not right. So, alright, let me go. I gotta find a parking spot across the street. Hey everyone, so I got done with my bag. It's now 12 o'clock and I just got done for a 10 o'clock appointment. So when I get there, the nurse, she's always dingy. She's like, well, they didn't put a stop date on your order. And I was like, well, I saw them Wednesday and they said they were going to fax it. And she was like, well, they said 2 weeks and today's 2 weeks. And I said, well, they told me I'm supposed to get today's dose and come back tomorrow for my port to be de-accessed. She was like, well, I don't know if they need labs. I said, they don't need labs. So she calls, and of course the doctor he only works 2 days a week. So he's not there. The nurse that I dealt with isn't there. And the receptionist is acting stupid. So when I tell you, I'm like livid to the 10th power, because I have literally sit there in a hard chair, like one of the lab chairs, because when you go in for the antibiotics, they're supposed to get you in and out. So they get the information, and then I had to wait another 30 minutes just for the pharmacy to make up my medication. So my thing is, okay, yeah, the doctor was wrong in not putting an actual stop date on the order. But when you guys got the order, that is something that you should have automatically checked. I've been coming every freaking day for 2 weeks. When I tell you I'm in so much pain, I haven't had any of my medications because I was like, okay, I'll get up, go do this real quick, go back home, eat and get some meds. No, now the bag is already going. So I told my husband, I was like, I have to stop and get something to eat. I feel like I'm coming down with a cold or I have a fever, because like every time I get my temp, which she didn't even do it today, it's always 98.9, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm like fed up. I'm pissed off because I'm like, we had stuff to do, like to go to the store. And I was just like, well, I'll have enough energy to try to get this done. But now I've sit there for 2 hours. My body is wore out. And I had to walk across the street just to have a parking. I'm just over it. So I just had to come in to let you guys know that little tidbit.